This Vitara is Suzuki's idea of what a small crossover should be. Fashionable, but not entirely fashion-led. In other words, there's a bit of substance mixed in with the style here, and this model's all the better for it. With a choice of petrol or diesel, front or four-wheel drive and styling that's more assured than anything Suzuki has brought us before, it looks to be a strong contender.
Suzuki offers two engines in this Vitara, a petrol and a diesel, both 1.6 litre, 120 PS units, capable of 62 miles an hour from rest in 11.5 seconds, en route to 112 miles an hour. The petrol engine's fun, revvy and with a slightly stiffer suspension setup. The diesel though has more pulling power and overtaking potential. Either way, this is one of the best handling small crossover models in the class, with a great ride and handling balance that could be further perfected by slightly more feelsome steering at speed. If you can stretch to one of the pricey all-grip four-wheel drive variants, you get a drive mode select system that allows you to choose auto and sport settings for tarmac use and snow and lock options to help you through poor conditions. This, as we've been saying, is a Vitara for a different age, but it is still very much a Vitara, even if it does only come with 5 doors these days. Visual ties with the 1988 original are maintained by this traditional clamshell bonnet, the front wing vents, the rising feature lines of the flanks and the shape of the headlights. As you would expect though, this is a more modern interpretation of what a car of this kind should be. Lift the rear hatch and there's 375 litres of space on offer, a figure that gets within 55 litres of the capacity you get in an SX4 S-Cross, which isn't bad when you consider that that car is 125mm longer. More importantly, we're talking of a capacity that marginally betters what's on offer from most other small crossovers in this sector. Time to take a seat up front. You view a clear set of instruments through a 3-spoke leather-stitched multifunction steering wheel that's easy to adjust with the seat in creation of the kind of highish, commanding position that crossover customers seem to want. That central infotainment touchscreen works quite well too, offered as standard providing you avoid entry-level trim and designed for easy use even if you're wearing gloves. Let's take a seat in the back, an area that can be flooded with light on a top variant like this one, thanks to the fitment to one of the largest panoramic glass roofs you can possibly have on a car of this size. True, it is disappointing that Vitara passengers don't get the sliding rear bench that Suzuki provides in its equivalent SX4 S-Cross model. But even without this, space for legs, elbows and shoulders is all better than the segment norm. The idea of a small crossover Duke genre model is to provide lifestyle SUV-ness with near super mini style running costs. That's a target this Vitara gets pretty close to, mainly because it's so much lighter than most of its rivals. Time to get specific on this car's facts and figures. A base 1.6 litre petrol Vitara manages 53.3 miles per gallon on the combined cycle and 123 grams per kilometre of CO2. Here we're trying the DDIS diesel variant, where those figures improve to 70.6 miles per gallon on the combined cycle and 106 grams per kilometre of CO2. Customers wanting a small crossover of this kind now have so much choice that for many of them it must be difficult to know where to start. If that's the case for you, then beginning your search by looking at a great all-rounder in this segment seems to make a lot of sense. And this Vitara is certainly that. In this film, we've looked at some of the reasons why. The way the affordably priced base petrol version is so much more efficient than many cheap petrol-powered rivals. The extra space you get inside compared to key competitors like Nissan's Duke, and the high standards of specification that'll sugar the showroom proposition. Plus, for what it's worth, this Vitara is also a bit more capable in poor conditions than most of the alternative choices you could make, provided that you can stretch up to one of the pricey all-grip 4x4 models. This is, in other words, in every sense, a Vitara for the modern world. A car that's a little more than just a fashion statement.